Good morning, good people. Good people, good morning. How are you today? Hey, let's go right into some news here. Got my comments up. Yep, there we go. All right, we got jobs coming out in a few. And let's see, we got anybody on? Yep, we got jobs coming out in a few. And we had the debt ceiling that got passed. The debt ceiling bill, well, it didn't get passed. It is heading to the president's desk, right? So let's go to this first. Senate passed debt ceiling bill, sending it to Biden's to become a law and avert disaster. So it is funny how when we put pressure on both sides, how things get done. The Dems and the Reps came together and got it done. After passing the Rules Committee and the House, the Senate passed the debt bill last night, and now it's on its way to the president's desk to be signed. And see, this is what I talk about for those of you that are in love with a political party. It is all it was. If they did not pass this debt ceiling bill, that would have been political suicide. And I just wish that more people would put more pressure on their candidates, on their side. If you are a Democrat, put pressure on the Democratic Party to do something. If you are a Republican, put pressure on the Republican Party to do something. But if they got you and you fall in line and just march to their orders, then they got you. One of these days, we will truly, truly wake up and realize it is politics over people. All right, let me get it. Hey, good morning. Good morning. So we have the debt ceiling. We have job numbers coming here in a few. And let's just go right to that, because that is what is going to also drive the market. Let's just listen to what they have to say.
I don't know what the chances of something like that happening, but we have to deal. We have to deal. Who wants to? You probably should start. Tell me what we're going to get.
We're looking for 190, which in and of itself is strong. But again, we have these indicators leading up to it, the ADP report, which there's some questions about the ADP report, like where'd all those natural resource jobs come from? Where'd all those construction jobs come from?
Let's pay attention to the S&P, Dow, and NASDAQ as the job numbers come in.
Wendy, do you think it's going to be are we going to be disappointed by a strong report, which makes no sense, but is that what's going to happen?
I think a jobs report that started with a 1 would be good news. We know that the labor market has to slow. We have a smaller labor force than we were on track to have before the pandemic because of deaths from COVID, because of less immigration. And we know that to get employment to a sustainable place consistent with low and stable inflation, these gains have to be well less than $100,000 a month.
By the way, the whisper is about 225.
220.
So after yesterday, the expectation really a little higher.
Tyler, what are you thinking? Strong, weak?
Look, if the median is 190,000, I think the distribution should skew toward the upside. When I look at ADP, when I look at the claims data, when I look at JOLTS, although that's dated, it's just tough for me to see a major slowdown from the 253,000 last month.
All right, Rick, you got 20 seconds for your pre, and then you give us the number.
Well, I personally think we're going to be coming in on the weaker side, especially on the earnings. I think this report's going to be about earnings. We popped up to 0.5% on month over month. I think that's an anomaly. Year over year, we've revised out some lower reads at 4.2. I think that's the threshold to pay attention to. Good. And the numbers are out for the May jobs report. And boy, it certainly wasn't on the weak side. 339,000. 339,000 non-farm payrolls. That's the best since January when we were at 472,000. Private payrolls, 283,000. The unemployment rate, 3.7%. 3.7%. There is a surprise. Last time we saw 3.7% was October of last year. To find a higher number, you have to go back to February of last year. That's quite a ways back. Now let's look at those earnings. Yes, that 0.5 turns into up 0.3, up 0.3, up 0.3, and we've had many of them. That is the lowest month over month since the lowest one in February when it went to 0. Now, if we look at what's going on year over year, 4.3%, coming right down to that threshold I believe is important at 4.2. 4.3 equals March, and that is the lowest level going all the way back to June of 21 when it was 3.9%. Let's look at the work week, average hourly work week, 34.3. Now, that doesn't sound like a big miss. It's down 1/10 from what we were expecting and down 1/10 from the rearview mirror. But trust me, it makes a bit of a difference, especially if you're looking at things like productivity. Finally, labor force participation rate, unchanged, 62.6. It's what we expected. It's what we had last month. It's what we have this month. How does 62.6 compare? Well, the lowest read we've had of late has been 62.3, and that was, I'm sorry, I take that back. The best rate that we've had is 62.6, and we want to pay attention to that. So we're equaling. How many have we had? We have one, two just this year alone. This would make it number 3. And finally, the underemployment rate, known as U6, is 6.7%. It ticked up a bit. We've had 6.8 is the high ground for this year, 6.6 the low ground for this year. Interest rates, well, they've moved a bit higher, but not much. Here we hover now on a 10-year at 363. And just to point out how much movement we've had, we settled last Friday at 380, okay? And we were at 361 going into this number. 2-year note yield at 440 right now it was going into this around 435. So we see yields have popped a bit, but they really haven't popped as much as I thought they would on the non-farm number. Maybe many are paying attention to those earnings. I'd like to hear what the panel thinks.
Yeah, I want to just get to Mike. The futures are right where they were. Mike Santoli, is it possible? Can't we just have a strong jobs environment and maybe inflation moderates because it's not all wage related? Couldn't we live in a perfect world where we don't have to hate a good jobs number?
Well, that's the hope, Joe, and it's certainly conceivable, but you want to see it in the numbers. So I think the market's not going to assume that's what we have. Depends on what you want to focus on in this number. There were upward revisions as well to prior months. So clearly strong payroll growth. The household survey seems like it's showing a little softening or higher participation, which is good news. And then
we've been here before, good people. Good payroll numbers is good. We do need earnings to go up with inflation. So you guys know we're going to just dissect this and just discuss this later on today. I just wanted to come on and get you guys off to work. And let's go over a few more things. Guys, just remember, for those of you that want to learn more about the stock market, top link below, Stock Up You. Learn more about the stock market and get into some of these plays. Also, too, good people, I also wanted to share with you a lot of people, if you've been following me the last few days, how I've been making money off of AI, in particular C3 AI. You guys saw me make that money. A lot of you are asking where was I trading my options? That is actually on Webull. That will be the second link below on this video. That will be Webull, and you can get 12 free stock with any deposit. Just deposit $100, okay? Fund it with $100, but if you got $10, download the top link below, second link below, and do that. Let's talk about something else, right? This Senate bill will get signed by the president, and just like we were hoping, it will be signed before this week is out. And so now that is over. The next problem that I see, or the next situation that we will have, will be the Fed now. Will they pause? You have Fed President Messer still saying, you have some saying no, you have some saying yes. I believe that they should pause, but we shall see if the Fed will continue with his rate hikes or will he just pause this month. There's a lot of talk to say that he may pause and then continue, skip a month and then continue. All right. So you guys let me know what you think is going on with that. I was going to talk about Lucid and why Lucid Motors went down on yesterday about 13%, but we'll cover that in a later video. I just wanted to get you guys off to work and make this one short. All right. Hey, good morning. Can you do a call on Tesla, Uncle Larry? Yeah, Tesla is, I'm looking at 225 on Tesla. I haven't looked at it if that's an option. I am looking at 225, not short term, long term on Tesla. When I mean long term, I'll probably go out a month. That's what I'm looking at, doing a call on Tesla, 225-ish. SoFi is a great company. I've been DCAing into SoFi. All right. Yeah. Bostix said pause. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Queen. Yep. Good morning. Good morning. So listen, I am not going to hold you guys. Happy Friday. Hey, peace and love, Michael Bruno Mars. Peace and light. Listen, I'm just going to cut this one off right here. And I will be doing more lives, okay, to kick it with you guys. I love talking with you guys, but I have an appointment that I have to get to. But I just wanted to cover the jobs numbers and let you guys know that we're asleep last night, that the debt ceiling debacle is done. Let's see what else. Are they talking about anything else? Let's look at this. Look at where we are. Holding tight. Look at that. Dow 192, S&P and NASDAQ all looking well. Let's see, it being Friday, how long will green remain green? Okay, good people. I love you guys. I will see you later on today. Peace and light. Live, love, laugh, and learn.